Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, what is the ego? Or as the Hindus say, the ego. Funny that Italians say the same thing as the Hindu. In fact, I have a theory. I believe that before the Italians existed, there were the Sumerians in Italy living. And many Italian words actually come from Sanskrit, which is one of the most ancient languages on the planet. With this said, like tortellini or porcellini, in Sanskrit, there's a word called kundalini, which is interesting because it just means coiling. It is known as the dormant energy coiling at the base of your spine. And in fact, if you look at the pigs, the back of their tail is in a spiral, it is coiled. And tortellini, they're actually coiled as well. With this said, how do you kill the ego? What is the ego? Is that even possible? So the Hindus say that if you kill your ego, if you're capable of doing that, then you obtain enlightenment. So I actually wrote it down in my book, what the ego is. When you don't want anything, you're less hard with yourself. When you do not have an end goal, you are, I'm trying to decipher my own handwriting, you are more free to be yourself. When you practice mercilessness to yourself, you can be merciless even with others. So what does this mean? What does practicing mercilessness mean? If you read the books of Carlos Castaneda from Central and South America, he talks about the art of being a shaman, shamanism, which is very similar to what a lot of people have to say with Hinduism. And the shaman, basically, he practices mercilessness with himself. If you have nothing to lose, constantly, he is being merciless with his own self. So let's say you have a dream, you have a goal, you want a car. You give up that dream. I don't want that car anymore. You want a beautiful woman. I don't want that woman anymore. Sacrifice. I don't want that woman anymore. You want to go on a vacation. I'm not going on a vacation anymore. You'll start becoming very bitter, very resentful, and very angry with life. But you will be free to be able to criticize other people. Because if I had a car, a very fast car, and my friend wants to buy a car, and my friend is a show-off, I can't tell him that he's a show-off because I'm also a show-off. But if I sacrifice my car, then I am free. I have been merciless with myself. So now I am free to be merciless with my friend. And I say, listen, you're showing off with your car. Sell that car and give the money to the poor people. So if I'm very rich and I have a lot of Bitcoin, or a few $1 billion like Elon Musk, and I tell you, listen, give your money to the starving and many children, you cannot listen to me because, as they say in Star Wars, I do not have the higher ground. By the way, this is the basics of all magic. There's no such thing as magic. You just need the higher ground in life. Once you obtain the higher ground, which the shamans of Central and South America call impeccability, then you can boss everybody around. You can boss everybody around. So, I don't know if you ever heard of a man named Totorina. Totorina was a famous man who lived in Sicily, in Italy. And he was known for being il capo dei capi. What does this mean? He was basically the boss of Corleone, which interesting. If you translate it in English, it means it's actually a town in Sicily where Totorina was born. Corleone actually means the heart of a lion. And Totorina, he basically eventually became the in disgust leader of Cosa Nostra, which used to be one of the most powerful mafias back in the day. And he had the power to command other people to kill for him. He could play being God. He could play being God. Remember, Allah is Ar-Rahim. But he could play. Allah was permitting him to play as God. Why? Because all the fast cars, the Ferraris, the Porsches, the Lamborghinis, for him, they were like Hot Wheels. Yesterday, I went to the supermarket. I saw these Hot Wheels, and I said, if I was a little kid, I would ask my mom to buy them for me. Now I can buy them myself, but I'm not interested in them anymore. They're just $12. $13. So El Capo dei Capi of Cosa Nostra, Totorina, he wouldn't drive in luxurious cars. He would actually drive a Fiat Panda, maybe second or third hand used. He would dress as a farmer. He didn't have the Gucci bags. He didn't have the Louis Vuitton, all that stuff. He was actually proud of being a farmer. He was proud of his farmer origins. That's why the Sicilians go with that hat that is everybody loves to wear it nowadays, but it represents you're a farmer. But if there was somebody that he didn't like, he could just say, listen, just kill that guy, please. They would kill him they would do it for him. But to his picciotti, to his minions, he would give the Ferraris, he would buy them the Porsches, the Lamborghinis, pay them vacations all around the world. And he would actually live in a cave. He lived most of his life, like most mafia bosses, in a cave. Until they caught him eventually, but, that's just how it goes. So in life, if you want power, always have the higher ground. Like they say in Star Wars. But if you want power, you have to empower other people. If not, the universe, Allah, will not give you the power. Inshallah, of course, because inshallah. The Buddhists know this as this law as Dharma. The law of Dharma. You have to be at the center of the wheel. So with this said, you know what? I'll leave all that information for you to sink in. No. I'll make a second part to this video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I already gave you a lot of information. I have to leave all that stuff sink in. Bismillah.